and welcome to the premiere of After Dark with myself, Cara Delane, and Ted Eames. Ted, what's up?
Hey, Cara, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been chilly here in Texas, so I'm glad to be inside tonight.
Yeah, I've been following the forecast. It's cold for you folks down there. And hey, congratulations! We had a great episode last week with David Boyle from Tire Profiles. So we had a lot of wonderful feedback on that.
Yeah, we sure did. It was a great conversation, and we also just completed one of our most successful events so far, Pay It Forward, in November.
That's right. Pay It Forward. We raised a lot of money so far for leukemia and lymphoma research, and I want to thank everybody who's been a big part of that. I want to thank the speakers, Cara, and of course the sponsors. And I want to thank our sponsor, our exclusive sponsor for here for our show tonight. It's exclusively sponsored by BG Products down in Wichita, Kansas, Partners Beyond Products. So BG does a whole lot for our industry. I didn't realize until last year that BG is into 53% of all new car dealerships in the United States. That's amazing in terms of, their reach.
Wow. It's incredible.
Yeah. Strong stuff. So again, thank you to BG for all that you do for our industry. And by the way, Cara, we've got another virtual event coming up real soon here on the show as well.
Yep. And as everyone probably already knows, it's going to be virtual online again, just like you said. So you can get your complimentary tickets starting right now at fixedopsroundtable.com, guys. It's never too early to get in. And grab your ticket for this 3-day event coming up in March. So I'm pretty excited, Ted.
Yeah, 3 days, Cara. That's going to be some lineup. But I tell you what, I've seen the speaker list and the people who are going to be there and speaking, and it's going to be power packed. So if you're in fixed ops, you're not going to want to miss this show. It's going to be amazing. And one of the people who was on the show last week asked me, why are we doing this at night? Why are we doing this weekly? And why are we talking about fixed ops at this hour? And I thought you had a great explanation for last week.
Yeah, I was thinking too. I mean, you think about how we called it After Dark, and a lot of discussions that happen in dealerships happen after hours, because I said last week that, sometimes my brain works better when I'm coming off a long day and I start sparking ideas with my coworkers, my boss, maybe at happy hour, or if I'm home sitting on the couch, just relaxing. Sometimes that's when the best ideas hit me and I can come together with kind of a clear mind. So I think it's great that we're doing this after dark when everybody's coming off a long day at work and they can laugh along with us and, talk about some great stuff and enjoy some of our guests that we have on the show.
And we have a great guest with us this week. And I've actually wanted to have her, Cara, on the show for some time. And she's done a lot of things similar to what you are doing and have done over at Henson Brand Dealerships. And by the way, big shout out to Eric Barbosa and to the Foundation Automotive Group as well, Chuck Kramer and Kevin and Justin, for the great work that they do. But I want to go ahead and introduce our guest for this week. It is Samantha Foster, who is now of UVI and formerly the Romano Dealership Group. Samantha, welcome.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I have to tell you, I love that you guys are also incorporating giving back to your events. I think it's such a wonderful gift that you give to the community and to everybody. So I'm just so excited to be a little part of it.
Hey, and you know what? That's a really good point, because we talked about that, for about a year before we did any kind of give back. And last year in February at our event during NADA, we had Jay Leno on the show, I think, as you know, and we raised some money for prostate cancer. And this year, it's leukemia and lymphoma. We started out on November with the last event, and it's going to go right until the March event. So I agree with you, Samantha. Really important that we, that we give back to the community. So, hey, tell us, if you don't mind, a little bit about you.
So I spent the last 9 years, almost 9 years on the dealership side. I recently took the Marcom director position with UVI, which is a global startup that is kind of disrupting the automotive industry a little bit. Really excited to talk about what I'm doing there. But I really feel like the last 9 years in the dealership world laid a great foundation for me to be able to take my next step in my career. I was the internet sales and digital marketing manager for the Romano Auto dealerships prior to my new position. And I built our internet sales department really from the ground up, as well as our digital presence. And it's so funny looking back on the road that it's been, because it's just grown incredibly. I mean, grown in ways that I never really thought or even expected it to grow. So it's been a really exciting journey for me.
That's
Now,
amazing.
Romano dealerships, Kara. Kara, I don't think they're in Texas, right?
I don't believe so.
They are not. They're only in upstate New York. My owner is a big family guy. And so he wanted to keep all of his dealerships local so that he wasn't doing too much traveling, so that he could spend time with his family, which I just adore about the Romanos.
Wow, that's incredible. Definitely something important. So, you were building this social presence. You had a love for this automotive group, obviously. But what kind of made you want to join the UVI?
Yeah, so you want to know what? It's so funny because before this, I had became a founding member at Auto Genius in this past year too, and everyone thought that I was going to leave the dealerships. So I put this statement out that I'm not looking to leave the auto dealerships, and then 2 months later, I'm announcing that I'm leaving the dealerships, and people were like, "Okay, what is wrong with you? You just told everybody you're not leaving." But I wasn't really looking. A recruiter reached out to me, and they said they had this global startup that was coming into the automotive industry. And so I took a look at it, and I love the technology. I think it's something that's really needed in the automotive industry right now, with how many techs, the shortage of techs that we're seeing, how we can help out that side of the business, I think is so important. So it was really intriguing to me. And if there's one thing about me that you'll learn, it's I love to travel. So a dream of mine has always been global marketing. So when it presented like the global marketing aspect, I was like, well, now I'm intrigued, right? So then I had a few conversations with them, loved what they were doing, loved what they represent, and decided that, you want to know what, maybe it was a good time for me to take the next step in my career and try out the vendor side.
Oh.
But it was a really hard decision. Being with the Romano auto dealerships, leaving them, I was so torn. I kept going to my husband throughout the interview process. I'm like, how am I going to leave them? How am I going to take this other job? Because I've just grown to love the people, the dealership life, and I managed about 11 people. And so leaving them was almost like heartbreaking to me in a sense.
Oh, wow. You hit on something there. A lot of times when we work in retail, we're torn because, we've seen the people around us become hired. We've watched them get better. We've watched them, we've maybe trained those people. They've mentored under us. And when we have an opportunity to, go on to a management or another career, that's a hard decision to make. You look and you say, can I really leave all these folks? I've had such an impact on their lives and so many customer lives. So, really,
yeah, and
really
they have such an impact on my life, to be honest. I feel like even whether it was the people that were below me or above me, I just feel like everyone taught me more than I ever taught them, right? It was just an amazing experience.
Wow.
So let's see. You were marketing and social media and PR, and now you've gone from doing that at the dealership to a fixed ops position. Kara, I'm taking notes of this, okay? Because I see a new career path, okay? That's coming up as well. Now, Samantha, did you have a fixed ops background or no?
No, so I dabbled in the fixed ops, but really our service centers sold themselves in a lot of ways. But I did see a lot of things happening, especially over the last few years. It became harder and harder to hire techs. So how could we change those processes to help with those shortages? We needed more bays. I mean, there was a lot of things that we started to really have to do and develop, and I started to get more and more into it, especially on the last few years. So it's really exciting. I feel like it's an exciting time to be on the fixed stop side.
We're going to ask you a little bit about what UVI does, but I reached out to your team members over there at UVI, and I asked them if they could share a video with us that kind of describes for our audience. So do you mind if I show that? It's a very short video.
Absolutely. Let's
Here
see
we
it.
go.
Incredible. That is the future of fixed stops.
That is the future of fixed stops. It's even pretty in the service lane. It looks good. It feels good, right? It's just a remarkable product that we have.
Wow.
I could see that in every service lane, and that's probably your goal, right? Is to
That's our goal.
get that. And so what kind of stuff does that technology, that I guess I'll call it an inspection system, right? What kind of stuff are they looking at as the vehicle drives into the shop, and there's really no choice but to go ahead and take a look at that?
Yeah, so what we're really doing is we're trying to create automatic inspection systems, so we can identify any damage on the vehicle. So that's anything from the underbody carriage, leaks, to any tread depth, to the tires. We're moving into the body of the vehicle, any dents and dings on it. Really, it's kind of taking a health check of the whole entire vehicle and using technology, AI, to build better conversations in the service lane, identify problems quickly. It's not taking away from what the technicians are doing. It's just helping them do their job more efficiently, quicker, so that they can turn around things faster. It is building trust. So in my previous role with Romano, I spent a lot of time, especially in the last few years, doing digital retailing, and how digital retailing is trying to bridge that gap and build trust in the dealership side, right? So I feel like we've done such a great job with that on the front end, but now these automatic inspection systems, they're really doing that exact thing on the fixed stop side in our service lanes. It's building trust. So when someone drives through our technology and they're met with an iPad and they can have a conversation about what is actually happening within their vehicle, then we can be having better conversations. We can start our conversations off instead of someone waiting hours before someone tells them, oh, well, actually, we're seeing a leak in the bottom of your vehicle. So is that something that you want us to fix? Well, now we're telling them right out the gate, right? So we're building trust through technology, and we are starting that conversation so much earlier in the service lane.
Wow.
And that's a very different experience than historically has happened in service, right?
Absolutely.
And Carrie, you and I have seen that, right? Where customers are waiting, they want to get an update as to what the technician has found, and here we are right up front.
Yeah,
and
showing a visual, I think, would satisfy me as a consumer. Being able to see exactly what they're talking about. If I don't know, what's underneath there that they're talking about, being able to see it visually would definitely be an eye opener for me.
Yeah, and you want to know what I love the most about UVI, and this may sound really corny, but I really believe that it's going to make such an impact. So harnessing the power of AI to be able to detect problems before they're a problem out on the road, because some damage, it's really hard to see, from a technician. They have to really go in all the crevices and cracks of a vehicle. I mean, the underbody is it's almost like a maze. You could get lost in it. And just like technology has flaws, humans can also miss something. So they kind of complement each other.
Wow.
Kara and I had a conversation with Chuck Kramer not long ago. We filmed a video at the Henson Brand studio. And one of the things that Kara said, we talked about women coming in to the dealership for their service needs. And Kara made the comment that she had come in once for an oil change, and I guess maybe a valet or a service advisor went out, took out the filter, showing her the filter, and she said, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I don't even know if that's my filter on the vehicle.
Where did you
And
get that from?
where'd you get that from? I remember that, right? You said that. So
Yeah.
Kara, now look at all the technology that can help, because I think that female consumer especially wants to be able to build trust.
Yeah. When they're asking you, hey, do you want this or you want this? And you don't know what they're talking about. Being able to see it visually and know it's your vehicle would hands down make it such a better experience for someone like me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that no matter what we do, there's still this distrust, right? And it's something that we need to recognize. We need to help move past it. And leveraging technology to do that, I think, is a great way.
And the other thing, Samantha, is that, the Carvanas of the world, they don't have this kind of service and technology available for the consumers who are purchasing their vehicle. So it gives another reason to come back to the dealership. In addition to the factory trained technicians and the genuine parts made for the vehicle, we've got this kind of trust builder early on in the process to help get it started.
Yeah. And you want to know what? It always comes back to the people. For me, everything comes back to the people. How can we be better for the people?
All right. So speaking of people, I think our audience is going to be seeing a whole lot of you in the future in terms of fixed ops. So we want to, get to find out who you are and learn a little bit about you.
Okay.
So I want to know something interesting that a little birdie happened to tell me. So I want to know about this poker playing that you did back in the day.
Oh man, I'm not sure this is something my mom and dad are super proud of, but it is a part of my life. So for my few years of college, I went to Herkimer, which was a community college, and it was right next to a huge casino in upstate New York. I had played Texas Hold'em a little bit, over the years. But then I started playing more and more, and I ended up getting really good at it. And so I ended up playing late night, I would say 5 out of 7 days sometimes. It was, my parents were not impressed when they learned this about me. But it ended up paying for my first few years of college. So then when I moved on from the community college, I kind of just let that piece go. But there's still a little piece of me that loves to play poker, which it's just been, a fun ride.
Ted, I think we need to go to Vegas with Samantha.
Yeah.
I think she will bring us a lot of good luck, Kara. I'm thinking about changing my plans for March already.
That's what I'm saying. So that's crazy. I would love to watch you play poker. Wow. So what's like the craziest or maybe funniest thing that happened to you while you were out there playing poker?
You want to know what? I think that consistently stuff like this would happen to me where people would think that I was cheating the system in some way. So I actually got walked out of a casino with a friend. We had went up there to play poker, and we played in a tournament, and then we left the tournament, and the next day we just decided to play poker for fun. And people had thought that we were kind of working together, which we weren't working together. We just got really good at poker, so we kind of were running the table. Well, it ended up being this big issue. They walked us out of the casino. They walked us right out of Canada. I was like, okay. And we weren't doing anything wrong, which was the craziest part. Like, still looking back on it, it's like, okay, but we weren't even doing anything. We were just playing the game so well that we were walked out for it because other people would complain that we were running the table. Well, isn't that the point?
They got tired of paying you out.
Yeah.
So Samantha, if we bring you to
female, because I played a lot with mostly males. It was mostly males at the table. They're like, "Who is this girl?" And I would go in, kind of like, "Well, I don't know, maybe." And then I would just run the table.
Sneak attack.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, Kara, she might be on a list if we go to Vegas. They might know her.
Vegas never got kicked out of Vegas.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not hopefully ever. I'm past those days.
And I think the poker experience probably also makes you better at the car business as well, because it gives you a different perspective.
Yeah, you want to know what? I feel like it's really helped me in business. It kind of goes with my personality. I think reading people is something that I still use today. I think the better you get at people, the better you get at business. When you can start to understand where someone is coming from instead of, what they're directly saying to you a lot of times, especially in the automotive business, I would say all the time with our reputation. Okay, well, they're upset over their service, but you don't really know what they're upset over. They could be that they can't pay for that service, that they don't believe that this is wrong with their vehicle. People don't oftentimes tell you exactly what they're truly upset over. So not taking things personal. I would tell our team all the time, don't take it personal. It's probably not us at all, but our customers just want to be heard. And you want to know another one that I think is really important is to be process oriented and not results driven. You can have the best hand and still lose. And to me, that's really a short-term problem. And in business, to continue to have good processes in place and constantly be tweaking them and moving them forward and pivoting, right? Not just keeping our processes stagnant, but moving with the ever-changing consumer, the ever-changing landscape and things like that. I feel like it's just making the right decisions over and over again and not buckling under pressure.
I think we've discovered a new talent, Kara. Samantha, we hear that you're also pretty good. You have a pretty good golf game as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I have a good golf game, but I love to golf. And, this goes to business too, because why I even picked up golf was in my early 20s. Someone said to me that all the most important decisions are made on the golf course, right? And I'm like, that's funny. Well, I want to be a part of these important decisions. There's me and my husband at this amazing golf course in Pennsylvania at a resort called Nemacolin. And so I took up golf for business. I worked in HVAC before I worked in automotive, and I was the first female to play in our golf tournament, which was really cool. But I feel like golf has really helped me too. It's helped me build relationships. And I think business is all about the relationships you build. So if you ever want to come to upstate New York, I'll take you golfing.
Oh. Love it. And you've got a family as well. Tell us about them.
Yeah, so I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. They are the highlight of my life. And there's my husband, Matthew. I just have this incredible family at home. And, a lot of times in my career, people always told me, well, you can't be a mom and a businesswoman. And so I really set out to kind of change that thought process that you can have it all, that you can be a business. Oh, and we love to dress up for Halloween. Even though my daughter this year at 7 told us she's not doing that next year. I'm like, yes, you are. That would break my heart. But that you really can have it all. You can be the room mom and still have a career. You can coach your kids' soccer teams and still have an incredible career. You don't have to choose one over the other, that it can be something that can be intermixed. And I think that's super important.
Oh.
Love it. So we look forward to seeing and hearing more about UVI and about Samantha Foster in the very near future. And,
you can see me at NADA, Kara. I heard you're going to NADA. Come and visit me. I want to meet all of the dealer groups. I want to help all of my dealer friends, and I want to make new dealer friends. So make sure you come visit me.
I'll find you.
Yes.
All right. Well, okay. During the same day as NADA, though, we've also got another Fixed Ops Roundtable, Samantha, coming
We're
up
going to
as
be
well.
there too.
All right. I want to go out and put that up here on the screen one more time if I can, Kara. If that's okay. When is it? What are the dates here again? March
9th, 10th, and 11th. Yep. So it'll be overlapping NADA a little bit, but lucky for you guys, it's all virtual and online. So you can be like me and attend both.
And me, I'm going to attend both too.
Yep.
So looking forward to that. Looking forward to all that you've got coming, Samantha, and best of luck with UVI, and looking forward to hearing great things from you as well. So
yes, and thank you so much for having me. You guys are doing incredible work, and I'm just so happy to have met you guys. Thanks so much.
Look forward to seeing you in person.
Yeah, can't wait.
Well, I think we had a pretty good show today. So nice to meet you, Samantha. And on behalf of Teddings, Samantha Foster, I'm Kara Delane, and we'll see you next Monday at 8 p.m. Thanks for joining us.